Hello, this is Studmuffin 1986 and welcome back to the channel. I ended up getting the T-22 medium. This is a difficult video for me to make because I know I have been preaching a lot about not doing the crates and telling people to stay away from them if they are going to be doing them, to make sure that they set a limit and so forth. The profession I'm in is in sales. I closed a recently really big good deal, and I thought I would treat myself, just give it one more try. I ended up getting the 6 crates for the $50, and luck was just in my favor. It just happened to go that way. But I understand this is definitely not the case. I would still consider myself super lucky for even getting this thing at a 5% drop rate. I have seen screenshots in the Facebook messages of the T-22 medium of players spending hundreds of dollars and not even getting this thing. This can be found in the World of Tanks Blitz Facebook page under the T-22 crate release. So, I mean, yeah, I still followed my guidelines in just setting another limit that I would only try it one time. Like I said, still following what I still preach. Just now, based on my change in financial situation, I was not going to just start diving in and just start gambling hundreds and hundreds of dollars until, okay, I'm going to do this till I get it. No, before going into it, I said, okay, because of this new financial situation, I'm going to give it one more try. And luck just happened to be in my favor. So, if a lot of you guys hate me, I understand. But I still feel like I'm standing behind what I'm originally preaching. Crates are very, very risky and a very controversial thing in World of Tanks Blitz. And I totally believe that it should be controlled within a mindset of, if you are going to do it, set a budget. If you're not in favor of doing it, awesome, just don't do it, because it's very, very difficult and your chances are very, very low. So now the T-22 medium tank, I ended up getting this thing. And at first, before I even got this thing, I thought, oh man, this is just it's just a monster, just such an OP tank. And I get it. I can totally understand why people would think the T-22 medium is a complete broken or OP tank. I mean, just from first glances at this thing, looking at it from like an armor perspective, it's got excellent armor. Better than the T-62A. Its maneuverability, not quite as good, but its engine power to weight ratio is better than the T-62A. Its turret is better than the T-62A. It's got slightly better gun depression than the T-62A. So I totally see why this thing would come across as just a complete OP and broken tank. But the funny thing is, now I've only played about 20 battles in this thing. For some reason, my performance with playing this tank is no better than any other medium tank in the game. It falls right in line with my average damages I have across basically all my tier 10 medium tanks. Whereas the FOC 155 with the new auto-loading cannon, my average damage is actually a lot higher than any other tank destroyer, tier 10 tank destroyer I have in the game. So it's quite interesting. I'm not saying that this tank isn't OP, but after seeing my performance of it after 20 games so far, it isn't coming across as like with, any OP stats, which is quite interesting. You can go in and look at the player averages and average damages with this thing. And I think each player is to their own. And each player can kind of get a feel for the tank itself and whether it's OP or not. But it's quite interesting. You still need to be careful. So I'm going to show you guys a replay here of just how big of a beast the T-22 medium can really be when positioned correctly. I'm on Himmelsdorf here. I'm on in a battle here with my wingman, Coulter 45, my brother. You'll have to excuse some of the things he says as he does get a little mad here, I think, at our team just for a second. But flying through, just kind of going through a little bit of the center here, get some eyes on some of the enemies. And I come flying around here in one of these positions, and I do this because I'm trying to get myself in a position where I'm only exposing my turret. And this is where it gets very, very interesting and where the T-22 is just excellent. Look at that. Just the accuracy, the impenetrable turret. It's just getting yourselves in positions like this can be so lethal. Just barely peeking out and just being able to like get those very accurate, small weak point shots off is very powerful, and those heat rounds can be very helpful at doing that. And so even this E5 comes around the side. I've got the triangular hull is pointing down. I think that's why it bounced off me, because I do and I can get penned quite a bit if I do take a shot anywhere around my hull, unless that angle just happens to be just right. But this kind of gameplay, and I actually got lucky here because I totally end up just blocking that shot. Anyway, in situations like this where you're able to get yourself in a spot where you're only peeking your turret out can just be absolutely incredible. That's where the T-22 medium can be absolutely just monstrous and just such a dangerous tank, and can really come across as OP. But there's also other situations where that is just not the case. This honestly is just a very, very interesting tank, because, you know, when you look at this thing, I would say the most interesting thing about playing the T-22 medium, that is its strength, but also in a way it's its downfall. And I don't know, maybe this is just for me, but is its armor. Sometimes I rely so much or even too much on the armor that I'll end up getting myself in situations or positions that are just too dangerous, and it ends up costing me the game. And it is the armor in a way, yes, it can be very strong and can be really good, but in a way, it can almost be like this false sense of security if you rely on it the wrong way or even too much. And it is so easy to forget sometimes that you're playing in a medium tank instead of a heavy tank with this thing. So it's very interesting, because out of the T-22 battles I've seen in this thing, even coming across many people, I even wonder if that's the same situation, because they're not coming through with sometimes, or even most of the time, with like really high numbers. The performance and average damages have basically been aligning very similar to what a lot of other tier 10 mediums are performing like. So anyway, just a very, very interesting take on this tank, as that was one of the things that I had noticed. But truly, honestly, I was like one of the lucky ones to have gotten it. I had just got it. Like I said, my financial situation changed. I decided before I did it, I put a limit. I was only going to do the 6 crate thing once, and I did it once, and I just so happened to get it. If this thing does come out in the store for a set amount or for a purchase, this thing is a really good tank, and I would really recommend it. But as of for now, since it is only in crates right now, just be cautious. And yeah, you guys stay cool. So anyway, Stud Muffin 1986 here. Thanks for watching and take care.